All right, Miles, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers here for a little bit. Look, this is a team obviously in the middle of transition. They moved completely onto Jordan Love. LaFleur's done a pretty good job so far this offseason in terms of how he structured OTAs and mini camps. We've got a lot of great reports highlighting how good Jordan Love is looking and what it could potentially mean, along with some other side pieces of information for the Green Bay Packers offense going into 2023 and how they could be a lot better than a lot of people think.
Yeah, Nick, I think this Packers team is really shaping up nicely. Jordan Love is coming into his own right, and there's a lot of talent on this team. But before we talk about all of the talent, all of the superstars that Green Bay has had over the years, I want to go and ask the fans in the comment section below. We know there's been the Aaron Rodgers, there's been the Brett Favres, the Jordy Nelsons, the real kind of high level talent this team has had. But there's also been a lot of nose to the grindstone, average Joe, just real true Green Bay Packer players that don't get the recognition they deserve. And that's what the comment section is reserved for today in the comments below. Let us know the guys that didn't get the recognition, just real solid guys, maybe not the best of the best, but the true embodiment of a Green Bay Packer. Let us know in the comments section below. But Nick, let's get on into it. What's going on with Jordan Love?
Yeah, so everyone is very well aware of the fact that Packers aren't going to go to a certain point as far as Jordan Love will take them into 2023. But the reality is, and we've got some reports here in the back end of this story, that Jordan Love doesn't need to be spectacular. He just needs to be average to solid. And if he is that, this team will be pretty good. But let's go into this first report, Miles, if you want to go ahead and throw this up. This is from Clutch Points talking about the improvement Jordan Love has made. From the report here, Green Bay Packers quarterback Jordan Love is looking leaps and bounds better in practice than he did a year or two ago, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. He looks more refined the way he holds the ball, his command overall, Fowler said. He's made a lot of growth. They're going to see where that goes. It's hard to say how Love will turn out in the NFL, but one thing is certain: the Packers are confident in their guy and they're sticking with him. We know he's a good player and just ready to go out on Sunday or whenever we play, Packers guard Elton Jenkins said. In OTAs, I've seen a lot of good things from Jordan, a lot of leadership. He stepped up as a leader a lot, so I'm very excited for his future and ready to play with him. All right, Miles, I know it's kind of cliche to say, oh, look, of course he's getting better in year 2, year 3 as he develops in his career, but it really matters that he's showing this improvement and it's clear and obvious to outsiders and insiders as well, because that would be the concern if Jordan Love wasn't stepping up, wasn't taking advantage of these opportunities. And look, we've seen other quarterbacks like Trey Lance for the San Francisco 49ers not take advantage of the opportunities. And of course, the 49ers are now looking in a different direction. They seem to have moved on from Trey Lance potentially. I think the fact that Jordan Love is improving and showing a lot of strong sides is a great sign for the Packers offense. I know we got a few other things to talk about as well, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on those things, Miles. But before I throw it over to you, I will remind everyone to stay tuned to the end of the video to hear a word from our partner of today's video, and that, of course, is Neuro. Neuro has a lot of great products to give you a fast and simple boost of energy. So please stay tuned to the end of the video to learn more about Neuro and to get access to our special discount code. All right, Miles, what are your thoughts on these reports involving the Packers?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is really just don't make too much out of everything. You can't really dig too much into the, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers, the back-to-back MVP. This guy's like the greatest Packers quarterback potentially of all time, because you got to think about what is going on right now. And the fact of the matter is, Nick, the Packers were in it all last year. They were in the thick of things. They could have been an easy wild card contender.
They beat the Lions they're in, right? I mean, that was it.
Exactly. They were right on the precipice of getting there. 8-9 last season, which is probably a disappointing season for the Packers fans as a whole. Like, you want a little bit better than that. And the fact of the matter is, Nick, the quarterback position wasn't really doing them too many favors as far as making the big plays and doing the things that he usually did. We have a tweet here that I want to bring up and kind of talk about. This is from Warren Sharp, the analytic guru over on Twitter. And he shows about Aaron Rodgers' passes of 30-plus yards down the field, the true long ball, the true, big play-making throws. He had 40 such passes this past season, and he completed 6 of them. 6 of 40 passes, Nick, 30-plus yards down the field, with 4 interceptions in that, with only 2 touchdowns. So there really wasn't a lot of big play from Rodgers, only 2 touchdowns there, and 4 turnovers. I think there's a lot better that you can do. Obviously, we see the all-world, all-pro Zach Wilson had 6 completions on his long balls. It just looks really not great. Rodgers' long ball suffered last year, so Jordan Love does not have to do everything with his arm. that is what the major overarching point here was, is the Packers were in the thick of it, and Rodgers wasn't making too many huge type plays with his arm. He was very average with his arm talent last year, and I think Jordan Love just has to be a little bit above average, and the Packers look like a completely different team from last year. What do you think about that, Nick?
Well, this graphic is just ridiculous. 6 of 40 on 30+ yards down the field. And even if you factor in, a couple drops from Watson or whoever, that's still just terrible percentage. And again, like you alluded to, Miles, this is the whole theme here. Jordan Love does not have to be an MVP candidate. He just has to be not 6 of 40 on deep balls. And this team's probably going to the playoffs. Look, I love the Lions. They've done a lot of great things. They're a fun team. They're not one of the elite teams in football. The Minnesota Vikings, they were a fraud last year. The Bears are looking better, but they're still kind of in rebuilding. This division is going to be wide open, and the Packers on paper have one of the better rosters. They are young at wide receiver, but they're incredibly talented. Jordan Love is taking the strides forward on all accounts. Like we said, both outsiders according to Fowler and insiders according to Jenkins. It looks like a lot of momentum is building right now for this Packers team. And if Jordan Love can continue on this trajectory, don't be surprised if this Packers team actually find themselves in the playoffs come 2023. All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner in today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.